12 hours before, some guy's like, yeah, I put a hair trigger on this acetylene torch.
This will be hilarious.
It's gonna be awesome.
Probably rigged that thing together, though, right? I mean,
oh god.
Yeah, you guys are 50 years into the apocalypse.
it probably has like a crank that goes like on and off, and it just like right.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about safety measures. We don't need safety in the apocalypse.
And then like the guy next to him's like, Barry, what if someone drops it on the ground? It's gonna literally light up this gasoline pile here.
And he's like, "Shut the fuck up, OSHA."
That has to be somebody's name now. I don't care if I have to invent NPCs. Eventually, someone's going to be named
Isn't that
OSHA.
kind of your job to invent it?
Yeah, like, tell the world full of life and characters. You know?
Come on, Arthur. Be honest. We're going to kill this current batch so quickly, you're going to need new names awful fast.
You know what's so fucking weird? I don't want to spoil too much of Skulls and Shackles, but last night, one of the audience members commented that the party keeps killing all of their allies and then rewarding all of their enemies by giving them pirate ships.
Yeah, sounds like
They literally beat the other side down and are like, oh, hey, why don't you take this ship and work for us? And then their allies, they're like, oh, well, guess what? Walk the plank. So weird. They're terrible pirates.
That's what pirates do, man. They're
Yeah,
fucking
I know,
idiots.
Also, it's what people do in role-playing games when they get to do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, they make
like,
horrible decisions.
the worst decisions.
Yeah, well, call back to King Arthur Pendragon. No one even watches that campaign anymore. It was a fucking disaster. Absolutely. They listen. They lost 91% of their army.
What did they do? Fall in a hole?
They decided to charge the city of London with a bunch of peasants. By the time they escaped.
The peasants? Why would the peasants do this?
Because they're knights and they have big swords and can tell the peasants to do whatever they want.
Yeah, but they're not gonna just do it.
They did do it.
God damn it.
And they died.
Do it, guys.
Thousands of them died.
Yeah, that seems like a great idea. Charge with our sticks and stones.
Listen, it could be like the scene in Braveheart where he's like, the arrows cost money. Send in the Irish. And the Irish charge across the field of battle and they slow down and start bro-fisting everybody. And they're like, yeah, we just joined the Scottish Resistance. It's my island.
It's never going to be like that.
Yes. Actually, you know what? I need to run a Braveheart campaign now. Holy shit.
Yeah, Shotgun William Wallace, guys. What's
Plus
up?
10 to mooning. It's a racial benefit.
I'm allowed to be because I'm closest to Mel Gibson in real life because I have a friend who's related to him.
Everyone's related to Mel Gibson.
No, you're thinking of Genghis Khan.
You're thinking of
No,
Kevin
I was actually
Bacon.
thinking of William Wallace.
Can I remember how you start the Bilby? Like, there's a thing you have to do, right?
All right, yeah, that's a good point. Back in the present time, I think that all four of you are in various degrees of the cargo bay right now as the fire under the Bilby starts heating up. And you see Exit, who is the man wearing the tuxedo and the Speedo, running in, and he's, like, pointing at the old man that Henrik has knocked over. And he's, like, screaming, he's like, That's a psychic! He's the one! He's the brainer! Get him! Get him, boys! And, like, a bunch of huge, like, Vin Diesel fellows with SWAT armor on start rushing past him. And
I'm like, yes, good job. Burn him with fire.
What do you guys do?
Oh, God.
Yeah, the only guy who knows what happened in the apocalypse, and you kill him. Good job, Virgil. Good job.
He
I'm
does
just trying
have
to get into the
interesting
Bilby.
information that we would be very... I'm personally...
Wait, no, he gave you a USB, remember?
Yeah, but we don't know what's on it. It could just be like ASCII
Universal
art of
serial
of
bus.
giant, like, middle finger.
Just the bus.
Yeah, he elaborately constructed a dick butt out of ASCII to give it to you.
What?
He could have.
Exchange for his
We have no
life.
idea.
Back to the point. What do you want to
would be
do?
awesome.
I
The
wanna try
Bilby
to
might
get
be on fire. The aircraft is definitely on fire, and they're charging this old man with, like, stun prods.
All right, well, I'm going to try to save the Bilby. Since I'm right there, I will try to jump in and start it.
Okay.
I'm in the Bilby, bro.
Oh, are you in there?
I thought you were out of
went
the Bilby.
somewhere else.
Last time you were outside of the Bilby doing other things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it
Where were me and Liz trying to fuck?
I don't recall,
in the
but it was
Bilby,
definitely
of course.
just Henrik and Sherman because they were talking about being weirdly attuned.
So if we were
it was
given
definitely
bunks,
only Henrik
if
talking
we were
about
given bunks, we would probably be there, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
To be
I don't
clear,
know.
for the show, I just want to be clear. Did you guys actually do it? Or
No,
is,
the fire
it's the interrupted one, right? You interrupted it.
yeah,
The
and we had
alarm.
people screaming fire, or whatever, and I'm like, okay, senpai, I'm about to put it in, and then senpai's like, kawaii desu ne, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. No, it wasn't like that at all, but yeah.
So Sherman's actually going to shout it. Shout it.
Shot it.
He's gonna shard. He's just scared
Uh,
shardless.
This is how he convinces people to do what he wants. He yells at the guys who are running at the old guy with his stun gun. He's like, "What are you doing, you fools? Go put out that fire."
Sounds like you're trying to manipulate them pretty
No, he's trying to
directly.
seduce him with his big old fat belly.
I did just shart, so.
You smell great, by the
All
way.
right,
so-
manipulating them. Partially succeeds.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like already
Hey.
trying to the building.
mark that XP down.
Yeah, it's good. I almost forgot.
Yeah. So you need to promise them something, and they need concrete evidence of it right
Hugs
now.
for everyone.
What, that they should put
Yeah.
out the fire?
They need, they need concrete evidence that the fire's a bigger threat than this rogue weirdling.
Maybe you go
Fire's
punch the old
bad.
man, and then
I don't know how it would prove that the fact that the airplane is on fire is a bigger threat than this guy who's literally trapped inside.
Yeah.
He
push
can't
Virgil
go
into the
anywhere.
fire so that he
The doors
screams
are
really
locked.
loud.
Actually cannot go anywhere, right? Like, can I just say
Here's
this?
the thing. There's something I know that you don't know that
Okay.
makes him a bigger threat than the fire.
Okay.
He's actually a vampire.
Yeah, no.
That's why he only came out at night.
He was there in the day, too. Yeah.
I don't know what I can offer them, so they look at me expectantly, and I'm just like, fuck it, fine, suit yourself. And then I go and I try to put out.
All right, yeah, you're like talking to them, they don't stop, and so you're like, fuck it, fine, do it yourself. And the camera's been on you the whole time, and then just like out of nowhere, it's like three linemen like tackle this guy, freight training through the camera. so you see them very briefly, like for 3 or 4 frames, and then they're gone. And you hear them crunch the old man up against the back of the hangar, and he's like, "Oh, my old man, Bertie! No, stop! I'm not the brainer! It's him!"
I'm like running in the other direction and like jumping up into the front of the Bilby.
Okay, yeah, you jumped in the front of the Bilby. The old man is being pummeled by stun rods, pointing at you, screaming that you're the brainer.
Okay, are they like behind the Bilby or next
Yes.
to the Bilby?
They're
behind the
so
Bilby?
imagine, I will. You know what? I'm supposed to draw maps, so it's time. We finally have a situation where a map can be drawn.
My main intention is to like go at maximum throttle in reverse over these people and then out the back if the Bilby can handle bashing down the loading door.
Yo, the Bilby is a tank, bro.
Okay.
So,
Okay, then hopefully it works. Otherwise, it's like there's literally fire underneath your Bilby, which is not good
man.
for Bilbies.
Hey, don't pretend you know what a Bilby needs.
I feel like we're about to have a Christina Aguilera song. What a Bilby wants, what a Bilby needs. All right, so the black area is the rear cargo section of this AC-130 Spectre gunship, a.k.a. the North American Space Defense Command's gunship, the Bartertown. And the orange area is the up loading ramp, so when it's down, obviously it would be longer extended. The purple area is the Bilby, which is currently on fire. From what I can tell,
Wait, is the Bilby on fire or is the Bilby on
underneath? It's underneath the fire, which is not a great place. Currently, inside the Bilby now is Henrik, and Sherman is standing.
I'm probably outside.
Sherman
Just
is
gotta
right
move.
here, and the 3 men are currently beating the old man against the hangar door right down there.
Man, Sharon is huge.
Is that pile of black stuff like the old man's spine contorted in different places?
That's just 3 X's I drew freehand very poorly.
Looks like a guy punching a wall.
So
Okay, well then yes, then that is exactly what it is.
I think
Sir, you've got it all wrong. The driver's seat is over this side.
what? No, I thought it was an Australian.
That's an Australian vehicle, bro.
Yeah.
Driver's seat's on the right-hand side.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd be over here, right?
You've been Americanized. I'm sorry.
You'd be driving like this, and other people would be driving
You've been away too long, Dave.
Yeah, it's true.
side of the road. I know how wrong it feels. It's like you're having heart palpitations the whole time you're driving. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't
it is
think this
bad.
is gonna go well.
So, what are you doing here?
So it looks like maybe I have 20 something feet maybe before the ramp.
Let me ask you, Gaza, how does this car start?
I've seen him do it. He has a trick to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably called keys.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
called
that trick.
caves, man.
Like I thought you had like a hidden switch or something though.
What the fuck would I do that? That means anyone could start the car.
No, I mean, or else it won't start at all.
It
you
sounds
say
to me like the fact that you're asking him means your character has no idea.
Yeah, so
Have you-
here's what
have
happens.
you
You
ever-
jump in the Bilby and you're like looking for a hidden switch, you don't find it. What do you
No,
do?
well, I'm gonna have to try to just break off the.
So I don't know if you've
Oh,
ever
son
started
of a
truck
bitch.
before.
You're gonna
But you
try
can't
to
just turn it on.
hotwire the Bilby?
Yeah, you know what? Let me just
Okay, so have you ever started a truck before in real life?
like a big truck?
Like an actual semi truck?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're in a bit of trouble. You can't just turn on a truck, man.
So, here's the thing. There's
that's
a
fine.
mechanic for this. It's called seize by force. The thing that you're seizing is the car's ignition.
Okay, great.
I kind of feel like he's seducing it, really.
No.
I'm like, come on, baby, start, do it.
See if you can hold on to
Yeah,
the
so
ignition.
I'm like pumping the gas, and I got the clutch in, and I'm like, come on, you motherfucker.
This really
Okay.
sounds like seducing.
Yep, it does.
Well, no, if you are pumping the
First match.
pedals, then you're doing it right. So good job. That's
Well, I've
literally how you
seen
start
people
trucks.
do that, so I would,
All right.
That's how you
never
start
done.
trucks, man.
Well, let's
Yeah.
roll it up.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, snake eyes.
Well, let me go look at my options here for how to destroy your life.
If you destroy the Bilby, Arthur, I'm sorry, I just won't play this game anymore.
One of my options here is take away their stuff. So,
Yeah, their stuff, not my stuff. How come every single time someone fails, it's always about
oh
my
my God,
shit breaking?
that's you know what? You've made an
Shit's already on
excellent.
fire.
You have made a perfect point, Henley.
Thank you.
Very well. I
Take
shall
away
grant
his
your
fucking
request.
Michael Jackson sex glove.
That's exactly what's happening, Henrik. As you're down there, like your glove catches on fire, and you're like, ah! Ah! What do you do
Phantom
now that
pain
your glove's on
real.
fire?
Now that my glove is on fire, well, I'm gonna,
It'll be
try
extra
to put
good
it
for violating
out.
people.
Is anyone fighting the fire yet? Like underneath the building? Is anyone like running up?
You?
Sherman
one-
is definitely looking at it.
It's seriously only been like 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah,
no
okay.
one is
so I
fighting
don't-
it yet.
I was just wondering if there was like
Yeah,
anyone with.
you
a hose.
probably see in slow motion as your hand is like burning.
Yeah.
You see exit out the front window, deeper in the plane, and he's like motioning for someone with a fire extinguisher. He's like, "Go, go!"
Sure. Okay.
What do you want to do?
You know what? I'm just
So-
gonna
so Sherman's
like
gonna
try
jump
to
in the
sit
back of-
on my hand to put out the fire.
Excellent.
Sherman's going to jump in the back of the truck and go into his workbench and see if he can cobble together something to put out the fire.
All right, let's do this in order.
I built a fire extinguisher, Arthur. What's up?
The hilarious
What's
part
up?
is that once again there's a role for this. It's not its name makes sense, but it was not designed to do this. In order to sit on your hand while your hand is burning, I need you to roll plus cool by acting under fire. The metaphorical fire in this case is the literal fire of
Wouldn't
your
you be
hand.
acting on top of fire, Arthur?
Listen, I can't go into how meta this role is.
No.
Oh God. Okay, your glove completely burns away, and as you're bouncing on top of your butt with your hand, you take 1 harm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Armor
And
piercing.
You can't sit down for a week now.
When
got
you
a
go up to
handprint
5
of Journey
XP,
on your butt.
you reset it right again to 0, right?
Yes.
You get your
Okay,
level
so
up.
I just got my second level, and I now have 6 o'clock again of harm.
So why don't you level up and get yourself a new fucking brainer glove? Because I believe you can do that as a brainer, right?
Not quite.
I don't see get another item.
But while we figure out what your advance is, make sure you mark your harm on your clock. And then we're going to jump to Sherman Williams. Sherman, you said you're jumping in the back to the workshop?
Yeah, surely I've got something back here that would help put out the fire.
I want to make a Shirley joke, but I will withhold. I don't know that you do.
Arthur,
What
how
options
likely
did
is
you
it?
pick for your
Because
workshop?
It's Australia, and I'm going to put this out because every single truck that I know of in Australia does have firefighting equipment on it. Be that through a actual water tank so that they can fight fires, or personal firefighting equipment for putting out engine blasts, because it does happen because of how hot it is. What is the likelihood of there being something like that on the building?
Do you feel like that kind of equipment would have survived 50 years?
A tank with water that is gravity fed? Sure. A personal firefighting equipment like a fire extinguisher? Probably not. But I can imagine the Bilby's big enough to have its own personal water supply for drinking. And I'd imagine there would be something in there for spraying, hosing,
Okay.
stuff.
All right, I'll accept that.
Do we
Sherman,
really
what
want
were
to
your
throw water on a
workshop
gasoline
tags?
fire, though?
Water is not something. Well, I mean, I
What
don't
were
know.
your workshop tags? And that'll tell us what's in your workshop. That's
Okay.
simple. Did you
So-
post them?
I just rolled weird.
Oh, well,
Oh, was I not supposed to do that?
I need to know what your tags for your workshop were.
Oh!
Back when you took the workshop move.
Machining tools is the back of a truck, relic of the golden age, which is an arc welder, and I now have the smelter.
Okay. Yeah. None of those sound like... I think probably for the smelter, you... Oh, no, because that wasn't a tag. You literally bought a smelter.
I literally just bought a smelter.
Yeah, I don't... Maybe the machining tools, you might have something water-based there.
A dunker?
Out of
Wouldn't you have a little
curiosity-
dunk tank or something?
I actually would have thought like a water saw to cut through steel plates.
What about
What
like
about-
just
hey.
sand? Do we have any sand?
How about this? I blow out the tires in the buildie, and the impact from the truck falling puts the fire out.
I will allow for that.
Fuck no. Are you kidding me? There's like 8 tires on that fucking thing.
I know they're all going to go at once, so this isn't going to work.
So what's your plan there? And
You're literally disabling the Bilby.
what were you
by
rolling
doing
weird
that.
for? What were you-
Oh! I thought you said for me to roll.
Oh. Well, I mean, you could have been opening your mind to learn something more about this situation.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say I was opening my mind to see if that was a possibility.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, Arthur, I just want to get XP, alright? I mean, like, relax, calm down.
Okay, you open your brain to the psychic maelstrom. I need to tell you something new and interesting about the situation. You got a 9, right?
Yeah, so it could be fuzzy.
So you get an impression of something new and interesting about the situation. Okay. And I'm at the end of this. I'm gonna cut you off and jump to somebody else
Sure.
for reasons
Yeah, that's
that
fine.
might be obvious. So you get an impression of again. You enter like the shattering Final Fantasy random battle screen, and you're in that same cafe as before, in the middle of the street, like sipping some coffee. And there's like a television screen, like an old-timey black and white television screen, like floating in front of your face. And there's a voiceover that's just like, "This just in, gravity-fed water pump on the back of the Bilby. If you use this particular..." And then you look around, and there's a guy sitting next to you. He's wearing a blue, like pastel blue suit with a blue tie. And he has very tiny blue reading glasses and a flower at his lapel. And he's just looking at you and says, "Ah, I see you're back, Sherman. Welcome."
It's a nice flower.
And as you're like talking to him, boom, we cut scene. Gazza, Liz, what's happening with the two of you? Guys, you see Sherman like sitting in your, or no, you see Henrik sitting in the front end of the Bilby through the windshield, and he's just bouncing up and down in
I'm
front
screaming,
of
probably,
screaming.
With
What is
a
that weirdo
violation.
doing in my
Yeah,
violation
he looks
glove
really
up his
bad.
butt?
Out of
Yeah.
curiosity, does he self-violate himself now?
It's destroyed.
Yeah.
So
I think it's probably like there's
So
probably
the
like
answer is yes.
there's probably like
What is the
plastic and
first rule of the
wires.
Bilby? You're
Don't fuck yourself.
violating it.
Yeah. Don't fuck in the bilby. Yeah, don't finger
Yeah.
your own butt in the bilby, please. All right, so
you know,
when I
there's
see
a
fire-
reason. You know what? I used to send these things to like my friends and family. I was like, yeah, watch Pathfinder. It's good, clean fun. There's a reason I don't send the Monday Night Gaming Group to anyone I know. ever.
Hey man, have you watched any of the latest Die Party stuff? We literally had a lesbian scene between two men. It was great. It's so good.
Some adult
Sounds
content.
like exactly what
So
Gary
it was
Gygax
it was
wanted.
two 30-year-old men playing teenage girls who were having a lesbian
Of
relationship.
course, yeah. That sounds exactly like what I would expect to see.
But it was a fiasco game, so it was kind of like whatever.
Twitch.tv/Henley, everybody.
Yeah. No, I got the adult rating on there. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, me
It was a
too.
B horror movie, right? We were making a B horror movie in Fiasco.
It was a good
and-
show too. I liked it.
It was really good. Yeah. Oh yeah, you watched it, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I was there like most of the time.
Yeah. So seeing this fire, Arthur, the first thing I do is I go and I grab the gravity-fed water hose,
Okay, yeah.
and then I put the fire out.
Okay, you start spraying water on a gasoline fire. The fire just starts spreading all over the back of the hangar.
What the
It's
fuck?
getting pushed.
All right.
It's getting
shit.
pushed
So-
from underneath the bilby, though, right? Like
Yeah.
towards the front.
The Bilby's
Okay, good.
perfectly fine now. Now
Except for
the
me.
men who
No,
are
actually,
like
you know what I do, Arthur? Here's what I actually do.
okay,
I spray down the bilby with water.
okay, yeah,
I spray down the tires. I spray down everything with water.
all right.
CFS training, everyone. If you want to save homes in a bushfire, you fucking put your house. You make your house as wet as possible. That is the only way you can save your house in a bushfire.
or if you have a fucking like some way to dig giant trenches, like with a tractor.
Yeah, but
That's
fire
good,
can
too.
jump.
Yeah, big
can, yeah,
bushfires.
that
I've
helps.
seen bushfires like 19 meters tall, man. It's fucking crazy. Don't
Okay.
ever go to Australia during bushfire season, guys. People die all the time.
Moving forward, yeah, you wet down the Bilby. It doesn't seem like it's in as much threat of going on fire.
All right, and then I guess
People are coming up with like ancient fire extinguishers that are like
Yeah.
that are putting out like gray foam that doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Do we have any sand in here, Arthur?
No, there's a lot of sand
Sawmill
outside.
stuff? All right, yeah, that's a good idea.
We don't have, like,
I get in the Bilby then, and I push fucking Finger McGee out of the way.
I'm just like my fucking hand. Oh, look at my hand. It's like.
Well, in
black
that case, I
shark.
just pull him out of the Bilby. And I say, open the fucking door.
So exit is like in front of the Bilby now. He's like, "We're not opening the door." No.
Well, then I will open the door. And I start the Bilby.
I want to like jump up back onto the bilby for this ride, and make sure that I'm
So
not
you're
being-
like hanging off the side of the driver's door now?
Yeah, I'm probably like trying to tuck in like in between like the driver's cab and like the back section, so that I won't get like hit by metal shrapnel.
Okay.
But I definitely want to hang on for the ride.
Liz, what's happening to
Sure,
you
yeah.
while they're doing this?
I assume Liz is getting her guns.
If nobody's attending them, yes.
So the guns are in a
like-
safety or in a locked ammo box, right? A safety deposit box, basically.
Long fingernails. It's a B movie. She can pick them.
So you can pick them up, right? That,
What?
I mean, the whole thing.
When has that? Is there a single movie you can ever name where someone picks a lock with a fingernail?
Probably.
X-Men.
Fine, she
That
uses,
count?
she uses
Yeah.
a
Doesn't
hairpin.
pick the lock. He just destroys the fucking door.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah.
Not. No. No.
I can name several movies where they pick a lock with just their hands, but fingernail, no. I could do it with a hairpin.
Yeah, bobby pin.
You have
Why
a
not?
credit card?
Fuck it. Yeah, she just
Yeah.
He turns the handle, and the
Yeah,
door's
the
open.
mechanics are there for that. If you would like to seize the lock by force.
Do it.
That sounds like a good idea. I think it looks like shit is hitting the fan, and
Yeah,
I
you're
want
taking hold of this box. Let's do it.
I take hold of the box.
Roll plus hard. Well, you fucking dominated that box. Yeah, you pop the box open. You start reaching for your guns, and as you do, you notice that all three of the guys that were beating the old man are now moving around the front end of the bilby and preparing to, like, break it open and pull Gaza out. They're, like, shouting. They're like, "Turn the car off, sir!"
They're like, the fire is licking at their boots as they do that.
Yeah, but the water from the side of your bilby is, like, hitting their boots as well. So they're in SWAT gear, so they're fine.
I'm pretty sure SWAT gear doesn't prevent you from being burned alive.
Let's say it's fireman's gear as well, then.
I have a
Yeah,
quick question.
I could see it being like fire retardant gear would be.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm not saying they're walking around in EOD suits, but
Before more shit goes down, I have a few things, Arthur. Healing touch. I can take a move from the angel class, you know.
okay.
Put your hands on a skin to skin on a wounded person. I'm a wounded person, right?
Sure.
I can use
So
this
you're
on
gonna
myself.
continue to touch your butt to heal yourself.
Please. Oh,
Henley
there's so
knows where
many
I'm
terrible
going
ways
with
this
this.
could go, and all of them are amazing.
It's not your butt that's hurt, it's your hand.
Yeah, well, my butt can always use some attention. I
So how can you touch your hand with your hand? You just do this.
have
and you
two
do his
hands.
hand? Like,
Yeah, the sound of one hand clapping. You're pretty good at that.
There are some serious
sound.
consequences if you mess this roll up, so I am all for this.
Yeah, well, also I have lots of harm
I
already.
heal
and
my hand. Your hand explodes.
We have people in riot gear trying to like pull us off the truck. We have fire around the truck. We have Liz gonna show up with all the weapons.
And Liz is
And
just gonna
shit's
walk
about to
around
go
the
down.
corner and just be like,
So I want to just try to heal myself.
Okay, go ahead. You take a new move, and you immediately deploy it. Let's do it.
Can I attempt to
Okay.
aid him on this?
Well, I want to ask real quick. Well, first off, you're stuck in the weird. Talking
Okay,
to
yeah,
the
I guess
flowers. Yeah. How? I mean, you're touching your own hand. How did you come about with this power, though?
I think that
the old
I.
man passed it on to you.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You dug into his mind, and then you saw that he was actually an angelic figure.
Yeah, you violet
I think-
gloved him, so yeah.
Yeah, and then I think that I learned like a new, maybe I like learned a whole new piece about like the puzzle of like the maelstrom, that it's not just affects your like mind and it's not just a mental thing, but it's a physical thing, and I can somehow like program it to like actively repair
Sure.
skin and like tissue.
That is within the nature of the maelstrom.
Right.
Let's do
and
it.
that I didn't even realize, and I was like, wait, can I just like oh, it's kind of working.
Yeah, it's kind of working.
Does that mean it by that definition, it also does the exact opposite of that too?
No, I have to roll under fire to
You
see
heal
if
one
that
subject,
happens,
but now you have to roll under fire.
Yeah. Shit, another
How'd
partial.
you do?
7.
Partial.
Okay, you didn't miss. You've opened both of your brains to the psychic maelstrom. Oh, that's only if you miss. You blah blah blah. Miss the roll.
Yeah, so it's just under fire. So just look at like
Yeah.
what happens when I fail under fire, and
Yeah.
because I'm
You
like
burn your butt.
I'm right there underneath the
You
Okay.
hesitate, flinch, or
Behind the-
stall. I can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. Excellent. You know what? I have a bargain for you.
Okay.
You can heal, but you're going to have to stop what you're doing and enter the psychic maelstrom directly. Or, rather than expose yourself as a possible brainer type, you can choose not to take the heal and hide yourself from those like exit and the security guards. That sounds like a hard bargain, right?
Yeah, that's actually really hard. That's
I
like
said with
the
a
best,
smile.
the best.
The
I've gotten, I
hardest
think.
it's ever been. in fact.
Good job. So I'm either kind of safe, hidden away from these guys, but I don't get any heal, or I get my heal and it's like I have to go into my actual.
Here's the other question:
construct.
how much do you want to see Sherman? Because he's there right now. You could go see him.
Some coffee.
Oh, hey, Sherman. What's going on? For some reason, I just imagine the Maelstrom just being like a place where people just like just appear.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm